Hi, I'm Tamara Hurl, and I am CEO of Wild Divine Coaching and Retreats. I have a question for you. How confident are you that you're making the kind of impact that you're meant to make with your life mission or purpose? If your number is anything less than a 7, then there's a really good chance that you could have some internal obstacles that are getting in the way of you making the kind of impact that you want to. So in this webinar, we're going to be talking about how you can honor and celebrate all the different parts of you that make you uniquely qualified to live your purpose and mission. We'll also be exploring how you might be getting in your own way and how you can stop doing that so that you can make the kind of impact that you're meant to. Near the end of our time together, I'll be telling you about an upcoming retreat that you can attend if you want to take things deeper. So be sure to stay till the end of the call because I have a special gift for you. My passion is really supporting women who want to help humanity reimagine itself and recreate itself. A basic premise of our work together is parts work. We're all born with different parts, and new ones emerge along the way as we encounter challenges in life. Some of your parts generate limiting thoughts like your inner critic, and others are resourceful and healthy parts that can help you live your life purpose. One way to look at this is that instead of having one mind, we actually have many minds. When you're trying to move forward with your life purpose, if some parts of you aren't in agreement about what you're trying to do, you can feel a lot of internal conflict, kind of like the puppies and tug of war that they're having. For example, the visionary part of you might feel strong and confident about moving forward, but the thoughts generated by your inner critic might seem louder. So we tend to listen to the voice that's louder, and it can really slow us down or hold us back in living our purpose. So you're probably familiar with these thoughts that the inner critic generates. You know, there are things like, I don't know how to do this, I can't do this, I'm not something enough. These are the thoughts that the inner critic has and makes evident in your brain, and sometimes they're really loud. So what would you say is the most common critical thought that pops up for you? A common way of dealing with an internal part like your internal critic is to try to get rid of it or keep it pushed down. But really, that takes a lot of time and energy. And this is energy that you could be using to move yourself forward with your vision instead of wasting it on trying to keep these thoughts just pushed down again and again. A more productive approach is to really examine these parts and try to really figure out what it is that they're trying to teach you. If there was an experience that you encountered in life, something that you'd rather forget, yeah, we'll work on helping you let go of it. But before you do, try to uncover the gem that's hidden inside of this experience. There's a really interesting Japanese art form called kintsugi, and that's where they mend a broken pot using a mixture that contains real gold. It's a really good metaphor that we can use to explore how we can become more accepting of our flaws and imperfections and pieces of our life that we'd rather forget. So I'm wondering, what is a part of you or an experience that you have had in your life that you would just as soon forget? You try to push it away. Maybe it's even painful to think about. Sometimes when these things happen, it can feel like we've been broken. So let's take a look at that. Most of us have more than one flaw or unwanted experience to choose from, but just choose one. Try to choose one that's not too huge for starters. So I'm going to do a little guided meditation with you now to help you learn how you can integrate pieces of yourself that you don't like or parts of your life that you would prefer to forget. So first off, just start by imagining yourself in a safe place. Really spend some time thinking about what it is that makes this place feel safe. You want to really generate some thoughts and emotions, really try to be able to picture yourself in this safe place. And then think about something in your life that you've done or something that's happened to you that you maybe feel some regret towards. Take a moment to bring this piece of your life into your mind's eye. You know, maybe it's something that feels like it broke you, or maybe you were even hurtful towards another person, or maybe you did something that went against your values in some way. Once you have this experience or thought or this part of yourself in mind, just kind of hold on to the thought of that, but then begin to focus on your heart and take a few deep breaths. See if you can generate a sense of compassion for yourself, having been the cause of the harm, or see if you can generate compassion towards the person or institution, whatever it was that harmed you. See if you can generate some compassion towards the other as you focus on your heart. You know, maybe bring up the possibility that they were doing the best that they could, or you were doing the best that you could at the time. And as you continue to breathe, ask yourself, even though I may wish this experience hadn't happened, how did this experience shape me so that I could be more equipped to serve humanity in the way that I really long to? You know, what strengths emerged as a result of this experience? Now, if the experience that you chose today feels like it's unwilling to shift, or it seems like it's really hard to generate a sense of forgiveness around that, that's okay, because maybe this piece was too big. So I just invite you to try this experience again on your own. And so then when that feels complete, just bring yourself back into the present moment. Wiggle your fingers and toes. Feel your body resting in the chair where you're sitting or wherever you're resting. And gently open your eyes. Feel your fingers and toes. Just make sure that you're fully grounded again in the present. But imagine if you couldn't find a piece today, imagine that you could find a piece of yourself or your life that you had kept buried away or pushed down, but now you're willing to accept it. The more pieces of yourself you're willing to accept and integrate, the more whole that you will be. Your ability to see yourself and the bigger picture of why these things happen to you is like the golden glue of your life purpose, similar to the golden glue that's used in kintsugi pottery. If you were to discard any of these pieces of yourself or your life, you wouldn't be able to serve in the way that you do. No matter how hard you try to fill yourself up, if you were this vessel here and you had this big hole because you had neglected or just weren't willing to own this part of you, it might really limit your capacity to make the kind of impact that you want to and that you're meant to make, because your essence would continue to leak out. I really feel it's also important, in addition to, you know, salvaging and uncovering pieces from the past that are hard to accept or flaws, it's really also important to honor the gifts and talents that you were born with. Some of them might have gotten buried along the way. So I invite you now to really think about a personal gift that you have, or a talent that you've known about for a while, or maybe you just recently discovered it. Think about what people tell you about what you're good at, or think about what you used to love to do as a child. Sometimes those things can really get lost along the way. Find some things about yourself that you know you're good at. How can you celebrate and honor those things? When you're able to see both the good things that you like about yourself, your gifts and challenges, and some of these things that maybe were painful or didn't make sense at the time, when you're able to see them from a bird's eye view, it can really help you understand why those parts of yourself and why those experiences were necessary. So I'm curious if you are ready to explore this topic more deeply. We'd love to have you join us for our virtual retreat on March the 4th. It's going to be held on Zoom, just like we are doing today, from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. We're going to focus on some really important parts or pieces to help you transform. First of all, we'll do some things to help you overcome your greatest internal obstacles. We're going to do some activities that are going to help you see your divine potential. See yourself the way that the universe does, capable, full of potential, able to manifest whatever your heart desires. And then the final piece is that we're going to help you access deeper belief that you are capable of this vision that you have, and that you are not alone, you have support, and that your vision is needed now. Our time together will be a mixture of focusing on a topic. We'll talk about the topic. I'll explain what some of the terms mean, and I'll give you some instructions to do some experiences that will include forest therapy, art therapy, journaling, movement, things of that nature. And so after we explore those topics together, you'll go out on your own and experience the topics, and then we'll come back together and talk about what your experience was like. Now, you've made it all the way to almost the end of the call, so I have a special gift for you. It is a handout that tells you how to do this kintsugi process. So that's my special gift, my special way of saying thank you for showing up today and listening to this video. Now, if you take action today, I have another bonus for you. The cost to attend is $197, but if you register today, you also get a complimentary one-on-one coaching session, and that's $150 value. So you're getting that as a bonus because I want to support you in taking action to make your vision, to own your vision, and honor and celebrate all the parts of you. Thank you so much for showing up, for listening to this webinar. And let me just move this so that you can see. I really hope that you'll be able to embrace all of the beautiful pieces of you so that you can stay connected with your passion and purpose and make the kind of impact in the world that you're meant to. Because you and I together, we are all the ones that the world has been waiting for. The world needs us to take action now. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at thewilddivine.us. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions or comments. And thank you so much for showing up today.